What do Amazon's recommendations, Disney's philosophy, and Sam Walton's smile pledge at Walmart all have in common? They're not just clever business moves, they're powerful lessons in marketing management. Lessons that continue to shape the way companies grow, survive, and thrive in an ever-changing world. Welcome to Insights, the channel where we uncover timeless lessons from history, business, and innovation. Today, we'll explore the fascinating journey of marketing management, how it began, how it evolved, and how it continues to shape the future of business. So sit back, because this story isn't just about products or campaigns. It's about how businesses create value, win trust, and build lasting connections. Marketing has changed dramatically over the years. Once upon a time, it was simply about selling what a company produced. Today, it's about something far deeper, creating genuine value. Amazon shows us why. More than half of its sales are driven by recommendations, algorithms that suggest what customers might like next. This isn't just technology at work, it's customer centricity in action. And decades before algorithms, Walt Disney captured this same spirit when he said, "Whatever you do, do it well. Do it so well that when people see you, they'll want to come back and bring others with them." That's the essence of modern marketing, turning customers into repeat visitors, into advocates, into loyal believers. But here's the key. The marketing is not just the job of one department. It's the responsibility of the entire organization. From product designers to frontline staff, everyone must think customer first. Consider Starbucks. It doesn't just sell coffee, it sells an experience. Every detail, and from the music to the smell of fresh beans to the way baristas write your name on a cup, is designed to make you feel special. That's marketing management in its truest form. But how do companies actually put this into practice? It starts with purpose. Every successful company begins by asking tough questions. Who are we? Who is our customer? What value do we bring? And perhaps most importantly, what should we become in the next 10 or 20 years? Apple, for example, has always defined itself not as a computer company, but as a company that challenges the status quo and empowers individuals through technology. That vision, broad and future-focused, guided them from computers to iPods to iPhones to wearables, and now even into entertainment and financial services. Another lesson here is about competition. Businesses don't just ask, "What is my competitor selling?" They ask, "Why are they selling it? What drives their behavior? And how can we create more value for customers than they do?" Think about Netflix. When Blockbuster focused on late fees, Netflix asked a different question. How do people actually want to watch movies? That one shift in perspective, and from revenue through penalties to convenience through subscriptions, destroyed a giant and created a new industry. Understanding the market means understanding people, and people buy for many different reasons. Sometimes they buy to meet needs, food, clothing, shelter, but often they buy to express identity. A luxury watch isn't really about telling time. It's about prestige, belonging, status. This isn't new. In fact, in the 1950s, sociologists found that cars in America were more than just transportation. They were statements. A Cadillac said one thing. A Volkswagen Beetle said something very different. In business markets, the same principle applies, but with a twist. Companies don't buy products, they buy solutions to problems. That's why IBM built its reputation around reliability, leading to the famous saying, "Nobody gets fired for buying IBM." The product was less important than the reassurance it gave. Once you understand your customers, you need to focus your strategy. Not everyone is your customer. That's where segmentation comes in. The famous 80 to 20 rule tells us that 80% of a company's revenue often comes from just 20% of its products or customers. This rule has been proven across industries. At McDonald's, for example, a small number of core menu items drive most of their sales. That's why the Big Mac never goes away. It's part of that critical 20%. Good strategy is about identifying these key groups and serving them better than anyone else. And competitive advantage isn't something you win once and keep forever. It's something you must constantly renew. Nike shows this perfectly. Their competitive edge was never just shoes. It was branding, innovation, and storytelling. Every decade, they reinvent themselves. From just do it to signing superstar athletes to pushing sustainability. That's how they stay ahead. But strategy is only as good as the value you deliver. If your product looks like everything else, it won't stand out. Differentiation is critical. Think about Tesla. They didn't just make electric cars, they made high-performance, stylish electric cars that redefined the entire category. In services, the magic lies in going beyond expectations. Disney parks, for instance, obsess over details. Employees aren't just staff, they're cast members. Trash cans are no more than 30 steps apart. Even the smell of popcorn is deliberately pumped into the air. It's not an accident, it's engineered delight. And then there are brands. A brand isn't just a logo, it's a promise. Toyota stands for reliability. Hallmark stands for caring. Amazon stands for convenience. Jon Stewart, co-founder of Quaker Oats, once said, "If this business were split up, I'd take the brands and leave you the buildings. I'd still come out ahead." And he was right. Today, Coca-Cola's brand alone is worth billions. Far more than its factories or trucks. But delivering value isn't enough. You need to communicate it. Marketing communication is about more than shouting louder than your competitors. It's about saying the right thing, in the right way, to the right people. Take Bank of America. Years ago, they abandoned blogging in favor of social media. Why? Because their customers weren't reading blogs. They were scrolling Twitter and Facebook. Meeting your customers where they are is half the battle. Or look at Dove's Real Beauty campaign. Instead of just advertising soap, they sparked a global conversation about beauty standards. That's communication that resonates. Of course, once you promise value, you must deliver it. And here, small details can make a massive difference. Retailers know this well. Studies show that slow background music in supermarkets makes customers linger longer and spend more. Even something as simple as music tempo can impact millions in sales. Pricing strategies matter too. Why do so many items end in .99? Because our brains perceive them as bargains. In fact, one study found that when the price of a dress rose from $34 to $39, demand actually increased. It wasn't logic at work, it was perception. Now let's talk growth. There are three kinds of marketers. The responsive marketer meets existing demand. The anticipative marketer predicts what customers will want tomorrow. And the creative marketer? They deliver things customers never imagined. Henry Ford put it best. If I had asked people what they wanted, they would have said a faster horse. Instead, he gave them the car. Amazon, Uber, Airbnb. These companies didn't just compete. They redefined industries by asking creative questions. What if shopping was as easy as a click? What if getting a ride was as simple as tapping an app? What if spare bedrooms could become hotels? But growth is meaningless without loyalty. True loyalty is when customers become advocates, recommending your brand to others. The 80-20 rule applies here too. Most profits often come from your most loyal 20% of customers. That's why Amazon invests so heavily in Prime. It's not about free shipping, it's about locking in loyalty. And as companies expand globally, they face both opportunities and risks. Global markets are attractive, but brand protection is critical. As one consultant said, if you can make it, they can fake it. That's why companies like Rolex and Louis Vuitton spend millions fighting counterfeits. Finally, let's look ahead. The future of marketing isn't just about profits. It's about responsibility. Customers today expect more. They want to buy from companies that stand for something. Patagonia, for example, tells customers to buy less. They repair old jackets, recycle materials, and fight for the environment. And you know what? Customers love them for it. Their business grows not despite this message, but because of it. So every new business should begin by asking, what problem are we solving? And how big is the impact? Because in the modern world, people don't just buy products. They buy values, they buy trust, they buy purpose. Marketing management at its heart is not about selling. It's about creating genuine value for customers, employees, partners, and society. The companies that understand this truth don't just survive in the market, they shape the future. Thank you for listening to Insights. If you found value in this episode, subscribe to the channel and join us for more lessons from history, business, and innovation. Because the best insights aren't just about what companies did, they're about why they did it.